What up, everybody? I am here today as your Cupid. You want to make your long distance relationship work? Girl, I know how to do that shit. I don't know a lot, but I know how to do that shit. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Michelle. I'm the creator of Muse Infused, where we talk about all kinds of stuff. So today I wanted to talk about something that I feel I am personally a little bit of an expert in. So today we're going to talk about how to make your long distance relationship actually work out. We all know long distance relationships, that is hard, okay? I have been in a relationship with my boyfriend for a little over a year now. And let me tell you about, let me think. 8 months of our relationship has been spent long distance. And I don't mean an hour away, I don't mean 2 hours away, which is also difficult, but I'm talking a 5-hour plane flight away. 5 hours on a plane. That means across the country. So I'm originally from Toronto, Ontario, and I met my boyfriend. I think I talked about him in my first video. I met my boyfriend when he was working in Toronto. So the first 4 months of our relationship was fantastic. He lived in Toronto. We would see each other all the time. It was really great. I think it was really important for our relationship because I think we both knew that we were going to be long distance for a while, and it was really nice to be able to have that couple months together to really build a solid foundation. So obviously every long distance relationship varies. Obviously some people are 5-hour drive away. Some people are 5-hour plane flights away. Some people are 2 hours and neither people have a car. So obviously long distance means far apart. There's kilometers apart from you guys. And you don't get to see each other as often as couples who live in the same town or couples who even live together. So I've come up with 5 awesome tips on how to make your long distance relationship work for you. So these 5 tips my boyfriend and I really figured out in the beginning of our relationship, and we really kind of, worked really hard throughout the time that we were apart, and here we are. I'm in Los Angeles and he's in Los Angeles, and now we're together all the time. So, all in all, I think they're pretty good tips because they worked for me. Let's dive into it. Tip number 1, you need to communicate your needs. I think communication is the most important thing in any relationship, whether you're together all the time or you see each other once a month or whatever the ordeal is. It's so important to communicate your needs and what you need to feel loved and respected and appreciated in your relationship. So that could mean anything from good morning texts to calls every night to FaceTiming regularly, talking about your day, telling a person what you were doing and what was going on, who you talked to. Because this is the thing, is a lot of people, when they're constantly together with their partner, they know everything about their life. They know what they do at work. They know who they talk to. They know that they're going out for dinner with their friends later, or usually they have the same friends, so they all hang out together. But when you're in a long distance relationship, that info is not consistently readily available for you. It's really hard to know, how your significant other was feeling, or how, if there's any inconveniences of the day. Obviously you want to know lots of things about what happened in your partner's day. So it's really good to share, even if they're mind-numbing details. It's still making that other person feel included in your everyday life. Another important thing with how you communicate is how you argue. Especially, it's so hard in a long distance relationship when you're constantly communicating over text or over phone calls. My boyfriend and I made the rule that we should not argue over text because it's so hard to figure out how that person is feeling and how the messages are being interpreted. So it's better to do things over the phone, maybe make, and my other one is make rules. So another rule could be, no hanging up on each other, or however it works for you. So my boyfriend is more of the sit about it and think and kind of quietly come to a conclusion about an argument, whereas I'm the type that I like to go at it when I have an issue. I am very upfront. I'll say exactly what's bothering me and why and how we're gonna figure that out. So it's especially really good to figure out how you argue and talk about that when you're not in an argument. You should say, hey, this is something that really bothers me, and if I found out that you were doing it, or that if something happened where whatever, I got mad at you, this is how I would react, and I would like to figure out a way of how we're going to deal with that now that we're apart, or when we're apart. Tip number 2 is plan ahead. This is really important because a lot of times your relationship, when it's long distance, doesn't really feel like a part of your everyday life. Obviously, you're talking to the person and, it's someone that you communicate with regularly, but then at the same time, it's almost like going online and like talking to people online, it's like they're not really real in a sense. So a really good thing to make your long distance relationship work is to plan ahead. So plan when you're gonna see each other. Book plane tickets, book train tickets, book off the weekend from work. Make a plan of when you're gonna see each other so that it's consistent to both of you and you feel like you're looking forward to when you're gonna see them next, rather than missing them all the time. It makes it so much easier when you're missing someone if you know when you're gonna see them next. So an example from my life is that my boyfriend and I always plan something 3 weeks ahead of time. So every 3 weeks we would see each other. So whether it was for a weekend or a week or whatever we could do, sometimes we would meet in the middle, sometimes, a lot of times I came out here, and it's just kind of different for everybody, but it's really important and it makes that person feel super valued when you're planning ahead. Tip number 3 is create quality time together. This can be so hard in the day and age of texting. A lot of relationships start over text. A lot of relationships honestly end over text. A lot of important things are happening over text, but you should be creating quality time to spend with each other, whether that's FaceTiming and watching a movie together. So you could be FaceTiming and watching a movie together. You could even be FaceTiming and eating dinner together, or you could even be on a phone call and both going for a walk at the same time. You should be doing similar activities even if you're in different places. So again, an example from my life was my boyfriend and I usually watched movies together. He would click play and I would click play at the same time, and we would be FaceTiming so that we could talk throughout the movie. Realize that we are in the 21st century, 2019, which means we can easily do this stuff. It's not hard to sit down and watch a movie and click FaceTime at the same time. The only thing that's difficult about this is trying to get your movies to line up so you don't hear an echo in the background. Tip number 4. Personally, this is a very important one for me. I don't really know if it, is the same for other people, but a big thing is post on social media. So that could be an Instagram post, a Facebook post, a Snapchat story, whatever you're using a lot on social media. It's really nice when you see the person or you're missing them, and all of a sudden you go on your social media and they've posted a picture from the last time you were with each other, or maybe they even just posted a picture of you with a super nice caption saying how much they miss you. It just is like a really nice reminder and lets you feel really loved while you're missing somebody. Okay, tip number 5 is make memories when you're together. So I think this is really important because it's just so nice to be able to sit there and, miss more than just the texting conversations. A whole relationship isn't just texting. It's the quality time that you're spending together. It's the memories that you're making together. It's the life that you're building together. A great thing you can do is plan something special. So when I come here to Los Angeles, my boyfriend will take me to a concert or take me to the beach, or we'll go to, you know, Disney World or Universal Studios or something that I don't have in Toronto, especially over the winter months. So that's something that it creates a really special memory for me. So I'll think back, oh my God, remember when we went to this beach? Oh my God, that was so long ago. Wow, look where we've come. We went to this beach together. We had a great day. You know, it's just a really nice memory to think of. Also, another important thing is show the person around. If the person that you're with has never really spent a lot of time in your city, or you don't really know anything about their city, or whatever the case may be, maybe your partner's from the city and maybe you're from the country, or maybe your partner lives by the ocean, you live by a lake. Who knows? It's different. So it's really nice to show that person around and show them what you enjoy about the place where you're from, so that they can also really enjoy it as well. There's so many cool things to do in the country. Same within the city. There's so many things to see. So it's really important to show the person around and show them why that area you chose to live in is important to you. Another really important thing is to introduce your partner to your friends, to your family. Let them feel like they're a part of your life, especially if you're only seeing them for a short amount of time. It's so nice to gauge and know who your partner is spending time with when you're not around. If your partner says, hey, I'm hanging out with whoever today, you'll be like, oh my God, tell them I said hi, because you've already met them. You know exactly who they are. You know, have been introduced, so you feel like you're part of the friend group, and that's something that's so important in a long distance relationship. So guys, that's the end of my list. Give it a like if you agree. Let me know in the comments if there's anything different or anything that I didn't touch on that's super important for you in a long distance relationship. I know it may seem really, really hard now, especially when you're apart, but you know what? When you finally get to that point where you get to be together all the time, it is the most rewarding thing ever. I am so excited to get sick and tired of hanging out with my boyfriend all the time. But yeah, if you really love that person and they really love you, you're gonna do whatever you can to make it work. So hang in there, remember those 5 tips, and keep on chugging along that relationship train. That was probably the lamest thing I've said this whole video. But anyways, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!